Hello! Welcome back to another video of Let's Talk About Life. I think I want to make this a series. I do think that it's interesting for the 45-year-old me to look back. Yeah, like I said in the previous video, if you want to be here, if you want to listen, go ahead. But if you don't, that's okay too. Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about self-love, insecurities, and positivity towards yourself. But then again, of course, I can only speak about my experience and how I handle things. Maybe some people can get inspiration about it. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story first. Some of my friends are very pessimistic. Well, they are not pessimistic in life or to other people, but they are pessimistic about themselves. Well, they always think about things in a negative way. So they have a talking stages, right? And they always think of the worst things and negative things when their talking stages are not answering. Then they begin to ramble about their insecurities, their self-worth, and all of the things that could go wrong. One of them said, I'd rather him sleeping with somebody else than him getting into an accident and getting hurt. I listened to them listing all of these negative things until in the end, they asked their self-worth, which first of all, has nothing to do with it. After I listened, I responded with, okay, so there are two sides. So what you think was happening with your talking stage is only one side of the possibility. So have you ever think of the other side of the possibilities? Like what you're thinking was happening with your talking stage is like a multiple choice question, and your answers from A to Z is all negative. But you don't even glance or let alone see the other side of it that is positive. Don't you think the right answer could be on the positive side, but you are too blinded with your pessimistic? That's what I said to them. I give tough love and hard truth, but the truth nonetheless. See, I believe not only ucapan itu doa, but also when you're thinking about something that could go wrong for other people, it's like kind of a manifestation. So my advice was, try to look deeper through the positive possibilities and try not to think about the negative things unless you are manifesting the worst thing to happen. Also, why are the options only would you rather him sleeping with someone else or him getting into an accident? Like you are missing something in the middle that could give you and the other person a win-win. Third hidden question that people usually miss. Or would you rather none of those things to happen? Having self-love here is knowing and thinking that no, I don't want both of those things to happen. I'll be heartbroken if he's sleeping with someone else, and I'll be heartbroken if he got into an accident and got hurt. I deserve better than that. I deserve to be happy, and both of those options are not going to make me happy. That is self-love. Here's how the third hidden question is a win-win. A, he's not sleeping with, so that does not make him a jackass. B, he didn't get into an accident, so he's safe and sound. Loving yourself and knowing your self-worth will save you and your loved ones. Also, don't ever question yourself over someone else's opinion about you. It's an opinion. That's one thing you should keep in mind. It's not a fact. And also because that's lacking self-worth, because you are putting your own self-worth on whether people like you or not. And I believe that's not gonna change anything if they like you or not. And it will be a case of self-sabotaging if you, yourself, don't love yourself firsthand, not through anybody else. Okay, let's talk deeper about self-love. I have lost myself so many times in life, in previous relationships, in previous friendships, in previous environments. I too used to think if they don't like me, then I'm not worth it. I too used to put my self-worth on how other people think of me. I have lost who I really am, changed myself to fit in, and other little things like the way I walk, the way I talk. I've lost my self-worth, and the biggest thing I've lost of it all is my dignity. So I really agree when celebrities say surround yourself with good people such as your friends, your family, because without them, for me, I don't think I can get this far away from my insecurities and I could love myself this much. But I wouldn't have succeeded if I didn't have my back, if it weren't for myself. So here's the thing, you have to take the most credit. Other people helped, yes, big time, but you did the most work. Other people can try to yap and try to change you and try to help you, but it could just go from your right ear to your left ear. Nothing sticks. Let me paint you a picture. Every good people in your life who helped you to love yourself gets a credit. Yes, they helped. So of course their name is in the credit title, but the title of the movie is your name. What I'm saying is you are the one who accept all of that and then absorb the advices. You let it run through your head, you let it process and you sink it in and not denying it, and other neurological things that happens in your brain until you reach the realization that this is me, I'm okay with being me, nothing is wrong with me, I am lovable, I am worth it, I love me, I'm a good person. It does not work instantly. It really doesn't. The first time I've ever felt insecure was when I was 10. and I finally love myself and being where I am right now with my self-love this year, 2024. So I'm 23. There's no one way about getting self-love. But for me, finally not being blinded about my insecurities and knowing that they are okay, also accepting that I deserve to be happy with myself is the way to go. Also, if you don't listen to the people who cares about you, but you always come to them for a therapy session, listen carefully. They all have their limits. We all have our limits. It can be exhausting advising someone who won't change or don't listen to you. So be careful on reaching that point on someone who really cares about you. Now let's talk about having insecurities. Have you ever heard of someone's non-sexual turnoff is their partner being insecure? Like excessively insecure though. If you haven't, you heard it first. It's a very common answer that people give out. And I agree on that. It's a turnoff for me too if you are excessively insecure. I have an experience on this though. I used to date this person and every time I get complimented, I never say thank you. Like I always deny it. I always just bloop from the compliment. What the I would say like, nah, you're lying. I mean, I don't think that way. And until I realized I never appreciate them enough to say thank you. And yes, having insecurities could make other people feel unappreciated. When you say like, nah, you're lying because you're too insecure of yourself, people can be offended. And it's like you're saying their opinions is invalid when they genuinely mean what they said and you are dismissing their opinions towards you. Again, it's their opinion. You have no right to dismiss that. Guilty. I used to be. Now I just agree. What you think of yourself is nobody else's problem. Your insecurities, you having insecurities, is no one's problem. No one else's business than your own. So don't transfer that weight on someone else, or worse, you manipulate them by using your insecurities. How do you manipulate someone by having insecurities? Okay, here's an example, a personal experience too. When they say things like, if you want to leave me, then go, because I'm just this ugly person who doesn't deserve to be happy and I should just die. Death threats are very much manipulative. So is using your insecurity for pity. Now, having self-love here is a win-win for both parties. First of all, you get to be at peace with your own mind and the other party is appreciated. Even one of my close friends who sometimes gets very insecure, he still always says thank you verbally to appreciate the other person who gives him a compliment, even though he doesn't believe that for his own self. I know you're watching. So please remember that pouring your insecurities out on someone could offend them, could hurt them more than you think. And it does not make you a decent human being. And we don't want that, right? And that leads me to talking about how to not have insecurities or how to handle it so you can love yourself. This is tough. Everyone's journey is different, of course, and again, I can only speak from my experience. But first things first, having insecurities is really normal. I mean, it's okay, we all have it. Even the person or the celebrity that you compare yourself with have insecurities. So yes, it's completely okay and normal to have insecurities, but it's negative and dangerous to the point when you've made your surroundings feel unappreciated and hurt. Now that's toxic. How did I remove my insecurities? And I spent a decade of roller coaster rides for this one. And of course, I still do have insecurities. Not gonna let anyone's opinion bother me though. Start thinking of all the things that you can control and you cannot control. Because it's going to be a waste of time. If you can't control it, you'll just be stuck in a loop and you'll never outcome it. Honestly, for me, just thinking about for example, I have a lot of acne. And if other people bitch about me having acne, it's so confusing to me, honestly. Why is that a problem to you? Isn't it my personal problem? Isn't the acne are on my face? You are not harming other people. Also, I have another story. I have friends who happen to just turned 20 this year. They sometimes think what they think other people think or thought of them is the truth. That is wrong in so many levels. My friend could be like, oh, I don't think she likes me. She definitely doesn't like me. Hello? Did you get the answer because you're a brain surgeon and the answer is written on their brain? Hello? That's an assumption. A toxic assumption, I might add. You better get rid of that mindset. It's gonna offend other people, trust me. And if you are insecure to the things that other people have that you don't have, example, like a car or a job, all I can say is, at ease. Everyone is getting so tired of hearing this, but your time will come. And if your time doesn't come, I believe it 100% that the universe think either it's bad for you or they have better plans for you. Everyone's timeline is different, very different. Some people get a job right after they graduate college. Some a week, some a month, some a year, some in 4 years, some when they're 40. All you can do is work for it. Do your best to achieve it. But going back to Eddie's, I meant not tearing and beating yourself down for it, not losing yourself over it, and definitely not blaming yourself for it. All we can do in this life is to be the best versions of ourselves and for anything that we want to achieve. But without trying to get your goal, you'll never go anywhere. So try things, new things, pick up an old hobby, like just put yourself out there and try. But again, don't forget to not beat yourself up. Don't blame yourself if you don't get what you want. There's a reason behind everything that you will or you may not know, but that's just how life works, you know? You are not alone. In this life, you are not alone. I'm in Jakarta. This diva herself has 11 million divas, civilians. Everyone is struggling with their own baggages. Everyone do terrible things. Everyone makes mistakes. No one is perfect. Nobody has all the answers in life. But what we can do is help each other to thrive. But if the people that you surround with does not make you happy, does not accept you for who you are, cut them off. Go find a new group of people. Lessen communication with them. And don't apologize for choosing yourself. Okay, with that, I'm signing off now. I'm going to make this an outro. I wish you guys the best life that you could ever ask for and more. And I hope every time you lose yourself, you'll find yourself again. Okay, adios.